A beatdown of the Bears yesterday at AT&T Stadium as the Cowboys had their first 40-point game of the season, winning 49-29. Dak Prescott appeared to be back to his old form with 250 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. But he wasn't the hero for the Cowboys. The Cowboys offense ran through running back Tony Pollard, who started in place of the injured Ezekiel Elliott, and he had 131 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns. The lone defensive score of the game came on a 36-yard fumble recovery where Micah Parsons went untouched to the end zone. The Cowboys have a bye this week, but don't expect it to be a quiet week. After the game, owner and general manager Jerry Jones said he's willing to move draft capital to win a Super Bowl. The NFL trade deadline is tomorrow at 3 p.m., so if Jones wants to make some moves, now is the time.
You know, guys, I think it's awesome that the NBA is encouraging everyone to go out and vote.
Yes, I think it was a great decision, but I want to know what you think, Alec.
Yeah, I mean, this is big. The NBA has never done anything like this before, and it just shows that they're dedicated to such an important day like tomorrow. And speaking of important days, Saturday was very important here at North Texas with homecoming and a ceremony honoring 2 trailblazers. More on that after this. On Saturday, the University of North Texas honored 2 trailblazers, Abner Haynes and Dr. Leon King, the first African-American athletes at the university, as well as the first players to integrate a football program at a 4-year university in the state of Texas. The school unveiled its Unity Plaza, which is located outside the entrance of the Mean Green practice facility, which honors both men, featuring busts of both players, as well as a plaque detailing their accomplishments. UNT officials want the plaza to serve as a reminder for years to come of the barriers broken by both of these men. Interesting. So I went a similar route to you, Ryan. So with my team, I did pick Roger Staubach. You're talking about Captain America himself, one of the true legends. He played at the Naval Academy, goes into the Navy for 4 years, comes back, plays football for the Cowboys, wins them a Super Bowl, and of course, you mentioned it, he kind of made the Cowboys America's team. Now, there's one name that you guys didn't mention. I was a little disappointed, but obviously at defensive back, there's a lot of talent that the Cowboys have had. Everson Walls, that is a guy. So a couple years ago, actually last year, Trayvon Diggs ties the interception record, 11 interceptions. That record for the Cowboys was set by Mr. Everson Walls back in 1982. So I feel like I had to put him on there. Just a great Dallas Cowboy. And of course, you mentioned kind of have your locks, your Jason Witten, your Michael Irvin, Drew Pearson. You get the 88s. However, I put in Bob Hayes. Bullet Bob Hayes, his nickname, one of the first Cowboys wide receivers, the first to don the number 22. And obviously, you mentioned we lose Thomas Bell. Another big guy we lost was J.J. Murray, one of the top defenders in the country last year. This Mean Green basketball team had the #1 defense in the country, only gave up just over 55 points per game. And obviously, as you mentioned, 0 stars for Kai Huntsberry. Dominant. He had over 19 points a game at the University of Mary. But I want to talk about Tyree Eady. So this is the guy who had just over 10 points per game with the Bison last season. He's one of 38 players in their history to score over 1,000 points with the school. He's the Iron Man. He had 33 minutes a game last season. He's not a guy that gets hurt very often, and he's somebody that if you need him on the court, he's going to be on the court. And then you look at Mulaye Sissoko from Dayton. It's a guy who hasn't had a ton of opportunity to play. He averaged 7 minutes a game last year, just 2 rebounds. But this is a perfect guy to have here at North Texas because we need a big defender. He's 6'9", so we're getting a really big defender in there. On top of all the talent that we're bringing back, we certainly need to have a thriller. For me, I mean, look, Philadelphia, they've had a really good season, but I think Austin might just have what it takes.
Oh.
Look, Philadelphia, they've got a good thing going with the city, but I think Austin has what it takes. And we're going to have to find out this weekend, the conference finals. They are on ABC and FS1 at 2 p.m. and at 7 p.m. But coming up next, there's a new skipper in town. The Texas Rangers have hired their next manager, so don't go anywhere because we're going to talk Texas Rangers baseball right after this. I think it's going to take a little bit of time. Christian Wood, he's in a contract year, so kind of a big season for him. The thing that I'm so happy about this offseason, the big issue that the Mavs had was they didn't have a true center. I love Dwight Powell, but he's not a true center. He's just not. He's a good backup, but he's not a starting center. They finally get Luka that, and I'm wanting to see some Dwayne Wade, LeBron James type plays, you know, just that electrifying offense. There's nothing quite like the atmosphere of college football in the state of Texas. And on Saturday, normally, these seats would be filled. However, in recent years, the university has struggled to get its student population out to games. I had the opportunity to go across campus and talk to different students and figure out what the school needs to do to encourage them to come to games.
That website, it's terrible. I remember when I was a freshman, I've probably been to one game in my entire career. I'm a senior right now, and I've done that ticket thing one time. The process it makes no sense. It's super confusing. They barely even tell you where to go.
Get the tickets, because people still don't know how to get the tickets. So if it was more advertising and more instructions, I think more people would show up.
I decided to go through the process of getting a student ticket myself and found that the website took a long time to load and could be seen as confusing.
But I think if they made it more of an event, if they had some free stuff.
Yeah, I would say more giveaways, a lot of stuff when they give away free stuff.
Advertise those tailgates as a big party. I mean, you got to remember, we like to party here as well. So I don't ever see advertisements for tailgates as often as I should. Make it more inclusive, make these people feel more welcome.
There are a few things that college students love more than free stuff and a good time. If the university wants students to show up to events, they want to be incentivized. For NTTV News, I'm Alec Rapp. Rock Hill Baseball took a different approach to Halloween by suiting up in costume to play America's pastime.
So I was over at Prosper High School and did it, and now every year it's just something that the boys look forward to every year. I think primarily just, we are grinding every day, especially this is our off season, so I mean it's a constant, whether we're in the weight room or we're out here on the field. So this is just kind of a relaxation. We're going to have fun, kind of out of their element, doing something or dressing up as they normally wouldn't.
It's just fun. We get to see all unique costumes, and we just have a blast playing baseball. What's more better?
Of course, it's a ton of fun to come out here and get dressed up, and these kids, they're having a great time playing the game in costume, but there is a deeper meaning behind this Halloween baseball game.
And it's pretty competitive, and sometimes it can be pretty, more on the edge of your seat. So for this is just a fun time for the boys to get together, have some bonding and some brotherhood action going on.
Yeah, I think it bonds the team together, and we can just hang out and play some baseball and have some fun.
It turns out that playing in a costume is a lot harder than it looks. But this game allows players to have fun, play baseball, and bond together as a team. For NTTV News, I'm Alec Rapp.